NFL season is coming to a close. It's Super Bowl week. We are the Fantasy Football Healers. You can find me at FF Healers, and you can find Colton at FF Captain 22. I'm Dustin Brown, and with me today is Colton Palmer.
How's it going, y'all? I am back after a long hiatus. Haven't put anything out for a couple weeks because my family has just been on the outs. We've just been dealing with some sickness for the last, I think it's been since Christmas, but they got real sick over the last 2 weeks, but finally starting to kick it. I'm going to be on the mute button a lot so I don't just kind of start hacking in your guys' ears. So if you don't hear from me for a while, it's because I'm coughing up a hairball over here.
The flu game for you.
Dude, it's wild. I mean, it's seriously like the kids are just cesspools of germs. They just bring home everything. And my father-in-law also works at a school too. So he brings stuff to us. My son brings stuff to it. Just comes from all over. It's just disgusting. And this season has been super bad for sickness. And it just feels like we've gotten every little thing. Every little bug is just coming our way.
It's been going around and around over at your guys' household for like the last 2 months.
I got a fever. I'm an adult. You know how bad a fever is as an adult? I didn't move for that whole entire day. My wife was ready to kick me out.
Are you sure it wasn't a hot flash?
It might have been. I'm getting to that age, man. It was a hot flash and some lower back pain, and I was out for the count.
Speaking of traveling around, we just found out that the Cowboys are going to be going to Brazil. They're going to have a home game in Brazil. We don't know who they're going to be matched up against quite yet. The honors is going on as we speak. You know, we're honoring you guys as listeners to finally hear us come back, coming out of the crevices of our homes and bringing you forth some of this fantasy football goldness.
Yeah, I mean, along with the Cowboys heading to Brazil, it was released that the 49ers and the Rams will play the first game ever in Australia.
Going down under, mate. Have another shrimp on the barbie.
Put another shrimp on the barbie. Oh, man, I was not ready for the accent.
Crikey.
Is that Crocodile Dundee over there? Oh, my gosh.
Call that a knife? This is a knife. So that's a spoon. Oh, I've seen you play knifey spoony before.
Where do you get these from?
That was like a Simpsons one.
Just pulling these out of nowhere.
I used to like watching the Crocodile Hunter a lot. Crocodile Hunter with the Australian accent, and then you had Arnold Schwarzenegger with the Austrian accent, and then there'd be like a lot of overlap at some points. You 1 minute you're talking like Arnold Schwarzenegger, the next minute you're talking Australian.
Maybe we should start wearing the shirts like the Crocodile Hunter on this show. Get a couple more views. The button downs unbuttoned.
Ooh, that's a beauty.
Rolled up sleeves.
That's a beauty. Ooh, wow.
Crocodile Dundee.
We just got to beware of the stingrays.
Oh, too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon. Oh, R.I.P. You're a legend, man. His son can dance. His son can dance.
Well, his daughter won too.
Dude, Indy won. Shredded.
Indy also won.
Did
they both
really?
have won. Yeah.
Wow. Good for them. You know, they deserve it. You know, their father, just legend. Absolute legend. All right, let's talk about some football.
How about those Broncos? Yeah, speaking of people that don't have their feet on the floor anymore, we found out that Bo Nix had broke his ankle after they beat they beat Buffalo in overtime. And I was celebrating. I was like, oh, right, the Broncos won. Just like any other Broncos fan. They're like, yeah. Within an hour of them winning, it came out that Bo Nix broke his ankle. Like, what does this do to his dynasty stock? Anything?
Yeah, so me living in Colorado for the past 6 years, I got a lot of friends that are Broncos fans. And I'm getting texts just left and right, like, Bo Nix, oh my gosh, Bo Nix. And I'm like, yeah, I'll give it to you. I like the Broncos. They had Peyton Manning. I liked him since I lived there. And I don't even know, like, if they had even been off the field yet, if the if like everything, the celebrating had even ended on the field and it came out that Bo Nix has broken his ankle. And I just what a wild way to end it, because that just pretty much sealed the deal for the Patriots to get the win. Because I mean, if the Broncos had Bo Nix there, I think they would have beat the Patriots last week. I think we would be talking about a Broncos versus the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, but they just didn't have Bo Nix. Jarrett Stidham wasn't enough to get it done. In regards to his dynasty value, it came out that this is like his second or third ankle surgery. The dude's just got some like dainty ankles or something. Like,
look at me, I got some little bit of ankles.
Little baby ankles. He just keeps breaking them.
Baby ankles.
He was like trying to juke people out and just breaks his ankles. I
didn't even see it happen on in the game.
Honestly, so the crazy part is I was watching this game and I saw him get absolutely creamed on that run. And I'm like, how funny would that be if he's out now? And like he came out and
why would you think that?
He came out and did the kneel. I'm like, he's fine. I'm like, because my friends were all talking smack, and I was just like, you know what? How funny would that be? And came out. I was like, oh no,
not funny at all, Colton.
I did this.
Oh,
I did this. I felt so bad. But I was thinking that I'm like,
that was pretty tough.
Just what a tough way to end the season. You got Jarrett Stidham, and
Can you imagine if Tom Brady would have came out of retirement and went on the Broncos team and played against the Patriots in the championship game?
Could have won. I mean, if they had a just okay quarterback. I mean, if
all they had to do is kick the 3 points when they were on the 30-yard line in the first quarter.
You know who
Stop
they could have
going for it when it's 4th and 1. They should have learned it from the Bears.
You know who they could have used? Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson would have won that game for him.
Drew Lock.
Let's
talk about another Bronco.
Another Bronco. They could have won that game for him, because all they had to do was just not make a stupid mistake. And I believe
they did in the third or fourth quarter when they threw that long ball. It was like, oh, let's go for it. And it's like, you guys give time. And they're like, oh, it's not there. Does the exact same play, and then he throws it right to him. It's like, come on, kid.
The other unfortunate part too is it was rumored that J.K. Dobbins could have been back for this game, and unfortunately did not make it back in time, and just didn't play. So the rushing game. I mean, I like R.J. Harvey, but he is not an every down back. He is not the grinder. They need someone. He's going to be a back by committee because he just doesn't have the every down kind of play style. He's very good with pass catching. He's a very good third down back, and I think he's going to have his fantasy relevance. But I think they're going to bring back J.K. Dobbins here because they need him. This team needs that explosive back that they can kind of trust on first, second down.
Turns out R.J. Harvey can't get his wheels under him when there's snow on the ground. He was just prancing in place. He had no oomph at all. And they're like getting him at the line of scrimmage. And I'm like, stop handing the ball off to R.J. Harvey. He's not the plotter. Like he can't get through the snow. He had no oomph.
They just couldn't get it done on the ground there, which put even more pressure on Jarrett Stidham, a quarterback that is not experienced. He's not a good quarterback. He is a below average quarterback. And so they just couldn't get the job done, and he couldn't protect the ball. I mean, he tried to make some things happen and just made some stupid mistakes, which ultimately cost him the game, because that was really all they needed to do, is just not make mistakes. Their defense is just that good.
That Broncos Buffalo game knocked out two teams, because the Buffalo Bills, that was their Super Bowl window. They didn't have to go against Kansas City Chiefs, and they had a fairly easy course to make it that way, and it just wasn't meant to be. And in fact, they ended up firing Sean McDermott, and then they're like, oh, but we're going to promote our GM to president and GM in Brandon Beane. They don't have any receivers around Allen. He's holding them all on his back, and they need to make some changes.
What a stupid move they made there in Buffalo. I don't understand. And maybe this is why I'm not an NFL GM, but they take the GM who hasn't made any moves to give Allen some weapons. They promote him. They get rid of Sean McDermott. And then they just go – they get rid of him because they need change, which I was okay with the firing of McDermott. I was okay with that because maybe they just need to switch it up. And then they just bring in their offensive coordinator and change absolutely nothing. They change nothing. I'm like, if you were going to do that the whole time, why? You could have just kept both of them, and it would have been the exact same. I just don't understand. I feel like it was a lateral panic move of like, oh, did we make a mistake by firing McDermott? And now let's just hire this guy. Let's just bring this guy in. He's already here. Let's bring. I'm like, this is. I thought it was so dumb. They changed absolutely nothing. They kept everything stagnant except for got rid of a good head coach that's a leader of men. I think he's a good head coach comparatively to Joe Brady. I mean, Joe Brady was already there, and it's not like he was really leading the charge to get these people fired up.
How many playoff games did Sean McDermott win?
4? I don't know.
I don't think he won any.
He had to have been.
No, I'm almost certain that he didn't. And while you're looking that up there, I thought it was interesting that Phillip Rivers came out that he was potentially going to interview for the head coaching position, but he never did interview for the coaching position because of all the dysfunction that was going around in Buffalo. He decided, hey, this is better off not actually going to Buffalo because Sean McDermott's out. They're elevating their GM and Brandon Beane to the president, and he didn't sound like he wanted any part of it.
He has 8 playoff wins.
With Buffalo?
With Buffalo. All with Buffalo.
Okay.
Yeah.
In 9 years.
In 9 years. Yeah.
You like that? You like
that? Legendary drop. It's going to be my new favorite drop. If I could get the buttons back, please StreamYard, give me my buttons back. I would be clicking it just left and right. Just
like that. You like that?
Can we talk about that real quick?
Yeah.
How awesome was Kirk Cousins as a commentator?
I didn't hear it.
You didn't
You're
hear
gonna
it?
sell us.
Oh
No.
my God. This man was just he is born to be a commentator. He was just absolutely born. Just smooth. He has the face for TV. My goodness. As soon as this man's done being a quarterback, he is absolutely getting a nice cush job, a nice cozy job where he's just going to commentate. He did good. He just laid out what was kind of there. He's a very intelligent man. He just said the right things, wasn't weird with it. Just absolutely perfect. I loved Kirk Cousins as a commentator.
Opposite of Tom Brady.
I also like Tom Brady, though.
So as a commentator?
Oh, yeah.
He's terrible.
Oh, he's hilarious. He just says some of the most off-the-wall stuff. Just says some off-the-wall stuff, and every single time I'm like, you're wild, man. This is great. This is fantastic. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
We have a Super Bowl coming up ahead of us with the Seahawks versus the Patriots. Zach Charbonnet, he's out with torn ACL. Walker is the main guy in the backfield. If you recall, I said about stashing George Holani before the season was out. Now it's looking like maybe George Holani might be the next guy up. Maybe even as soon as the Super Bowl, we might see that. We might see George Holani make his presence felt here this coming Sunday. But what I'm trying to say here is Zach Charbonnet, how long is he going to be out this season? Walker, he's a free agent, which means who's the next person up? Holani. So again, is he potentially RB1 or RB2 for the Seahawks going into this coming season? And do you feel like, are we going to be able to see Zach Charbonnet?
Could be 1 month, could be 2 months.
3 months.
Could be.
4 months.
I can see that happening, yes.
8 months.
That's a realistic timeline.
11 months.
Perhaps.
Okay, wait, now really think hard about this one. 1 year.
I could see that as a very real possibility.
Good possibility that Zach Charbonnet is going to be out for the entire season of 2026.
I really liked that drop. That was a good one. That was a good one. Honestly, though, screw the Patriots, the Seahawks offense for not giving me this all year long. This is what Kenneth Walker could have been. This is what Kenneth Walker is. And he has been an absolute monster through the playoffs without Zach Charbonnet, the plotter, the garbage, just hot dookie holding Kenneth Walker back. And now he's just exploding, showing him what he could have been. I think he comes back to the Seahawks, and I think the Seahawks move on from Zach Charbonnet because Kenneth Walker is going to come in and be like, listen, if I'm staying, I want to be the guy. Like, I'm not playing this splitting carries with Zach Charbonnet anymore when he's dog doo-doo and I'm a beast. And my goodness, my fantasy teams needed this all year long, and they just now give it to me. Oh, I'm so hyped and yet so angry all at the same time. You ever had that sensation? You're just so excited and so mad because it just didn't happen soon enough. Never wrong, just early.
Speaking of early, do you remember where I had Kenneth Walker landing in free agency?
I do not. Where was he?
The Raiders. Remember I had Kenneth Walker ending up with the Raiders with Genty. Pete Carroll was there, but now Pete Carroll's gone. But hold your horses. Another Seahawks coach maybe stepping in. Clint Kubiak maybe, and it sounds like he's going to be the starting head coach for the Raiders.
Yeah, he's not going to go to a place where I don't think he's going to be the lead guy, where he can take the role where it's just kind of him, the workhorse back. I think he's going to go somewhere that's going to pay him a lot of money to do that too. So whether that is the Seahawks or somewhere else, but he's going to get paid after his performance in this playoffs.
Because Kenneth Walker's been the lead back this whole time, right?
Zach Charbonnet has just ruined everything. And I don't know why. Like, Kenneth Walker has shown this is what he could have been the whole time. And they're just like, no, we'll give the high-profile touches to Zach Charbonnet for some reason. It's just so stupid. Just so dumb.
I've got a Raiders stat for you. Raiders, all receivers in 2025. 1 yard per route run. That's it. All of them. And you're going to tell me that the Raiders are going to spend the number 1 overall pick on a quarterback? I personally don't feel like the Raiders even, like, they shouldn't even like dangle the thought of them even going to get Mendoza at the number 1 overall pick. I think they need to trade back. They have so many needs on this team: offense, defense, offensive line, receivers. The only spot they really have is tight end and running back. And they've got a nice edge piece that they're probably going to be moving on from this year.
Yeah, that was actually released today. That is most likely that Max Crosby has played his last snap as a Raider. He's not happy with the organization. We kind of talked about that probably a month or two back at the end of the year when they forced him to sit out the last 2 games. But they are going to go for Mendoza. I think they're going. I don't think they really are going to, unless in free agency they go and get somebody. But I just don't see them not taking him.
They still have Geno Smith on another year's contract. They could trade out of the number 1 overall pick and get a couple first-round picks from the Jets, who are just dying to trade up to get some kind of piece, some kind of quarterback of anything. Just give the Jets something so they can ruin him. And then the 2027 class is full of quarterbacks, which that I believe are more talented than Mendoza. Why are you putting all your eggs in Mendoza at the number 1 overall pick when you could trade back, get multiple assets that this team needs? Put the pieces around before you put your queen chess piece on the board.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying what I think they're going to do. And they're gonna go and get the quarterback because they have the 101. Next year isn't guaranteed for them to be the 101 or a top 5 pick. You never know what's going to happen in the following year. That's the thing. It's, if you go and win a couple games incorrectly, and you can't just take a full season, your fans are eventually going to stop showing up. You're going to lose money. So, they're going to try to put out the best team possible. And if they see Mendoza as a good asset, they've got to go and do that. They're putting out a product here, in order to sell tickets, in order to sell jerseys, in order to sell stuff. They're putting together a product, not just a team that can go and win a Super Bowl in 5 years. They still have to make money. There's an owner and everything. So that's the only problem I see with it. What they should do and what they're actually going to do is just, they got to sell stuff, man.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Also, we need to stay tuned with Matthew Stafford. Do you think he's going to be coming back this year? His family traveled to most of the games. They had a moment there, that last Rams home game with his family. They ultimately were beat out by the Seahawks. Stafford, he actually showed up at honors at the red carpet with his 4 daughters in hand. I feel like he's just trying to make as many memories as possible this season. And what do you think, Colton? Do you think that Matthew Stafford has one more year left in him?
He's got 1 year left on his contract with the Rams there. I think he's going to play it out. I believe he is going to go ahead and play his last season out here with the Rams. And that's probably going to be his farewell tour. Is next season. Sean McVay did just actually get an extension, which is exciting news for Rams fans, Puka Nacua owners, and everything. Because it was thought for the longest time that it was going to be, Matt Stafford's done, and so is Sean McVay. Because there's been talks for a while now about Sean McVay possibly retiring. But this was possibly the opportunity, as when Matt Stafford went out. But hey, Rams fans rejoice, and you get to hang on to him.
Another coach that got a multi-year deal was Matt LaFleur with the Packers. 5 years, $100 million. Do you think Matt LaFleur has done enough for the Packers organization to warrant this type of contract?
Absolutely. The Packers, as much as I hate to say it, the Packers are a good team year in and year out. It's like one of those teams that you can always rely on being good. Maybe they're not the best team, ever. And maybe they haven't gone out and won a whole bunch of Super Bowls, but he has put together a very, very good team year in and year out, and they're only going to be even better. With the roster they have right now, there's no point in going to try and change up your head coach. I mean, we see teams struggle after they change things up. It changes the whole system. They have the roster to go and get wins and make a playoff run. Is it a Super Bowl winning team? I don't know. It very well could be. They have a good roster. They need a few more key pieces, but their head coach has done plenty, and they've been a very good team. And I think it would just be silly to move on from someone like LaFleur.
Cardinals are buying into LaFleur, but not Matt LaFleur. They're buying into Mike LaFleur as their head coach.
Marvin Harrison Jr. fans, stand up. Because this is the opportunity of a lifetime for him. We finally get rid of that moron Jonathan Gannon. We get rid of Putzing. Get rid of him. Get him out of there. Now he's just on to ruin everybody's Amon-Ra shares. We'll talk about that in a second because, oh man. Oh, I'm going to get fired up. Anyways, the Cardinals, be excited for this. And with what happens in the first few weeks, believe it, is all I'm going to say. If Marvin Harrison Jr. comes out here and he dominates and they have an offense that's drawn up and it's targeting him and he's getting targets, he's becoming the dominant wide receiver we always thought he could be, believe it, it's here to stay. If he returns to his normal form, he's just kind of that mediocre, middling wide receiver that we're just kind of okay with flexing from time to time in the right matchup. Believe it, that's who Marvin Harrison Jr. is. I think with this opportunity at head coach, we could see either he's going to be a mediocre or he's going to finally flourish. Now's your chance to kind of take your bet on it too.
Why would you throw the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr., the wide receiver 3 for the team, when you could throw to Michael Wilson and get so much more?
This whole this Michael Wilson hype is what he did at the end of the season should not be underhyped, but not overhyped like it has been. People are just absolutely going nuts. There's like cases that Michael Wilson's actually going ahead of Marvin Harrison Jr. in drafts, which just absolutely baffles me. We saw the peak of what Michael Wilson's career is. Jacoby Brissett was on pace to throw for over 700 times on the season with where he was at then, because their defense was so terrible. They just had to keep chucking the ball over and over and over. And I believe Marvin Harrison missed like 5 of the 7 games or something like that. He missed a lot of games in that stretch of where Michael Wilson was blowing up and dominating. And when Harrison was there, the targets dropped and everything too. So I think Michael Wilson has proven that he is a very good wide receiver and belongs in this league and could be a dynasty valuable asset that I think you could actually get cheap here soon. Right now, people are still living off the hype and wanting to cash in on the end of the season productivity. But I think once we start getting into these the rookies drafts, into next year early on, I think people are going to start forgetting and kind of dying off. And I think you could go and acquire them then.
Well, we're talking a lot about coaches here, and I just found here that Mike Vrabel, he has won Coach of the Year.
I mean, good for him. And honestly, he absolutely deserves that, because this Patriots team was not good last year. They were abysmal. We were actually talking about them in the offseason. We're like, do we really want a player on the Patriots? And I mean, they're in the Super Bowl. I mean, granted, everybody's knocking them. They're like, oh, they had to play this weak schedule, and they still got there. The Bills didn't get there. I mean, the Bills didn't get there. The Chiefs didn't get there. The Ravens didn't get there. They got there. So that's more that can be said than 30 other teams in this league. So he absolutely deserves it. He turned this team around and he put out a good product. And you got to be excited for this Patriots fan base that they're back in it, man. That's what happens when you get a good head coach.
If Vrabel wins the Super Bowl, he only needs 6 more Super Bowls, and then I guess that won't guarantee him into the Hall of Fame. He might actually miss the Hall of Fame.
Bill Belichick, I think he's done with the college kids, except for his girlfriend, of course. What a time to make that cut, that drop, and then the ultimate snipe of all time, snubbed from the first ballot Hall of Fame. No coach should ever be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Never, ever. Because yeah.
Oh, not now.
No, that's what I'm saying. None should ever now, because no one has done what Bill Belichick has ever done, and he did not get in. I understand their argument of, the deflate gate and also, who cares? He went and won so much more beyond that. Come on. This is just absolutely
Was this the voters being petty? This was their way of getting back at Bill and the Patriots, and that's how it came out. Ryan Leaf, it sounds like he was one of the guys that ended up saying, well, it serves him right type of things, because he's one of the voters, and it's like, come on, man. I don't like the Patriots. I don't care for the Patriots organization at all, especially their dynasty. But Bill Belichick is a Hall of Famer.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and it does nothing except for just diminish the Hall of Fame's their reputation. Because if you're not going to give it to Bill Belichick, who could you ever give it to? I mean, it's just ridiculous. And it also, honestly, as a Colts fan, it is embarrassing to me because it was like an old Colts GM and Tony Dungy that were like leading the charge as to why Bill Belichick doesn't deserve it, because they were just such rivals back then. I mean, let it go. Let it go. He is a fantastic head coach and that had accomplished all these things. And people are also saying, oh, he was tied to Tom Brady for so long, and then all this. Who cares? Who cares? Andy Reid is tied to Patrick Mahomes, but that doesn't matter. Like, they still are great head coaches and still got it done. I mean, I just don't get it. Oh my gosh.
I understand it completely. You know why they can't let it go? Because the ball was deflated. It's easier to grasp onto. They can hold on to it forever, Colton.
I think that's a good one, Dad. Hit it. I don't have my buttons here.
Come on, where's it at?
That's a good one, Dad.
It's just so silly to me, and I mean, it does nothing but just diminishes the Hall of Fame's reputation in my eyes.
Oh, absolutely. It definitely does. And I agree with you 100% that how can any coach deserve to be a first ballot Hall of Famer if Bill isn't going to make it in there?
Well, let's just make sure that Tom Brady isn't a first ballot then as well. Like, I'll put that on the record. You know, Tom Brady does not deserve to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Doesn't deserve it.
You like that? You like that?
No, that guy does.
Yeah. Is there any other coaching things you want to talk about? There's so many other coaches that have been listed over the last few weeks that I'm sure people are kind of maybe tired of hearing about. There's a lot of head coaching changes, offensive coordinator changes. The one that comes to my mind is Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith is now going to be the offensive coordinator for the Ohio State.
Get him out of the NFL.
And Colton gets his wish.
Yeah.
You like that? You like that?
I love it. I love it. So I saw that break, and I think I sent it to you almost instantly.
Absolutely, you did. Yes, absolutely.
I sent it to you instantly as soon as it came across my phone. I was like, oh my, I've never been so happy in my entire life. And I have 3 children and am married. And that was the highlight of my lifetime. It's getting that notification across my screen. Get them out of here. I have moved on to a new mortal enemy, though, and that's Drew Petzing getting ready to ruin my Amon-Ra shares. He's going to do it. I'm going to get really angry. If he comes in here to Detroit and ruins Amon-Ra and Jahmyr Gibbs, Dustin, I'm going to lose it. We're a close drive to Detroit. It's what, 6 hours? I will go and find this man. I will find him. I'll end him. No threats here. Just ending him. I will lose it. Oh, man, I was fired up because I didn't like him, and I was hoping he would just not, you may go be a quarterback coach, go be like a passing game coach. No, he is an offensive coordinator for a team we like to have assets on, and it's so frustrating. It is so frustrating.
Well, in the Lions, they were kind of like they just couldn't get all their gears going at times. Like each game they played the Minnesota Vikings, I was like, this can't be their offense. They feel like they're just kind of holding back. Like they just kept holding back. They weren't getting any leverage to move forward. They kind of look like RJ Harvey trying to run in the snow. They just weren't moving anywhere. And Petzing, he could do that for the whole season.
He could. And the problem I have with Petzing is just he didn't do anything for, like, we're sitting here talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. and how he hasn't done anything. He hasn't lived up to the hype. He never got any easy targets. He never got the layup ball just to get the ball into their playmaker's hand. They didn't draw anything up that, get him open and do anything good with. Maybe it's MHJ. I don't know. But at the same time, just do something to get the ball in his hands so we can see what he's doing. And they're just drawing up this garbage, it almost seems like. I mean, maybe Trey McBride had a fantastic season. So is this the return of Laporta? Do we have Laporta's great return? I don't know. But I could foresee this going very, very poorly for Amon-Ra because maybe they don't draw up the easy stuff like they were in the past just to get the ball into his hands.
Are we looking at their wide receiver 3 and seeing if they get pushed up like Mike Wilson?
Maybe we're going to throw the ball 700 times in the season.
700 times. 700 times.
He was on pace for 700 throws on a season.
Goff can do that, right?
You can just keep chucking it. They're about the same age, him and Jacoby are. They got to be roughly around the same draft class.
I have to look back exactly, but they're not far off.
Yeah.
So the one coaching opportunity that I want to kind of segue into is I watched the Shrine Bowl. Yes, Colton, I watched the Shrine Bowl. You know why I watched the Shrine Bowl? Because I was one that brought to you Jacory Croskey-Merritt. That's why. That's the whole reason. I'm trying to dig deep and see if there's any gems that can be found in this game. Yeah, we all hear about the Senior Bowl, but the Shrine Bowl, Colton, the Shrine Bowl.
The Shrine Bowl.
The Shrine Bowl.
The Shrine Bowl.
Ex-Vikings quarterback who I couldn't stand on our team, Sean Mannion. He was the quarterback's coach for the Green Bay Packers, and then he became the offensive coordinator for the West team in the Shrine Bowl. And then he ended up also becoming the offensive coordinator for the Eagles following the Shrine Bowl, Colton. The Shrine Bowl.
The Shrine Bowl.
In this Shrine Bowl, I think there could be a Jacory Croskey-Merritt type of gem in this game. Before I get to that person, there was 3 players I ended up marking down. Last year, there was only one, and that was Jacory Croskey-Merritt. I'm going to save my number 1 asset for the third pick. The first one I want to bring up is running back out of Toledo and Chip Trainium. Yes, that Chip. 5'10", 224 pounds. He's a 24-year-old running back, Colton. Yes, the face is perfect. 24. You know who else was 24 when he was drafted in the second round of the NFL draft?
Who?
R.J. Harvey.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah. But this guy is not R.J. Harvey. This guy is downhill physical back. He's a strong cutter. He ran for 1,000 yards. He had 14 touchdowns. He had 21 receptions for 212 yards. But Colton, it took him till his 5th year to get to 1,000 yards. Before that, the first 4 years at schools such as ASU, Ohio State, and Kentucky, he was a non-factor. This guy, he does have a college dominator. I can see the excitement in your eyes. This is why he's not Jacory Croskey-Merritt. But I think he's a guy that you need to at least put a check mark or a star by, because he's going to be a guy that's going to go undrafted. And if his name gets kind of brought up as a player that could hit the field, he's a guy that can catch the ball. He had a college target share of 8.5%, which is 71st percentile. He had yards per carry at 5.6 yards, which is 57th percentile. So that's about average. Okay. But his college dominator was 25.7%, which is 60th percentile. So he's above average. And I don't think this is a guy that's going to be at the combine. If he is, I'll let you know. But I just think that was something that was like, okay, well, he's at least doing something on that team, because it wasn't that good of a game to watch, Colton. I know it's hard to believe, but the Shriner Bowl was not that great to watch.
I saw the scores.
But these were the playmakers that I'm talking about. This next guy, he was the only one that actually was doing anything on his roster. He appeared to be a pass-catching back for the Shrine Bowl for the East, and he only played he was the only guy that made like positive yards, because the quarterback play, Colton, as you can believe, was just god awful. I'm talking about a guy, Eli Hendrick, from Navy. He's 5'11", 197 pounds. So he's a little bit lightweight. Upon looking him up, again, I saw him as a pass catching back. I guess he played mostly, like he played receiver and he played running back. He set all-time receiving records, surpassing Rob Taylor, who I have no idea who that is, in 2025 season, which accumulated 8 catches for 243 yards and 3 touchdowns in a single game versus Air Force. And overall, he had 51 receptions, 941 receiving yards, and 6 touchdowns this season. He tied the school record for 6 touchdown receptions in a season in 2024, and he had a college dominator. This is what's going to spark your interest here, Colton. College dominator, 52.8%. That's 98th percentile. College target share, 44.5%. 100th percentile. This is why you need to listen in to the Fantasy Football Healers, because Eli Hendrick, he's, again, if he's drafted, Colton, we're talking late day 3. Like, where did Jacory Croskey-Merritt get drafted? He got drafted the last running back in the NFL draft in the 7th round. This is where a guy like Eli Hendrick could find his way. Or he goes undrafted and then potentially finds a spot somewhere else. This is a really weak running back draft class, Colton. Yeah. Finally, Colton, we made it. We made it to the guy that I believe could be this year's Jacory Croskey-Merritt. And that's none other than Dean Connors out of Houston. 5'11", 208 pounds, 22.4 years old. So, Colton, he's not 24. He is a receiving back. He can catch the ball in stride. He looks smooth like butter, Colton. Scoring touchdowns early in the Shrine Bowl. He looked like he was making all the plays, everything you'd want to see. He was the Shriner Bowl West all-practice team. In 2025, he rushed for 977 yards on 200 carries with 6 touchdowns, averaging 4.9 yards per attempt in 13 games. He also received the ball 34 times for 254 yards. He has a college dominator rating of 27.6%. That's 66th percentile. Yards per carry, 4.9. And college target share was 14.4%, 94th percentile. So this is a guy that can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can run. He can do pretty much everything in the backfield, which is a step above Jacory Croskey-Merritt because, as you know, Jacory didn't really catch the ball that much. He was more the plotting back. This guy could be more, Colton. Dean Connors, circle him in your draft. Not so much even for your drafts. This is a guy you could probably get undrafted because I guarantee you no other service is talking about him. Just like last year at this time when I was talking about Jacory Croskey-Merritt.
I mean, I do love your garbage time digging. And, from what I've looked up on him, it sounds like he's being projected to go in the 5th to 7th round. That's kind of what scouts are already starting to talk about with this Dean Connors. So definitely someone to keep an eye on. We do love those late dart throws, especially in your rookie drafts. You got a 3rd, 4th round pick, throwing the dart anyways. Why not take a chance on some of these guys that you can just scrape the barrel and just figure it out and just toss it up,
I mean, later on in rookie drafts, I drafted Jacory Croskey-Merritt at the 310 or 311. There were some spots I got him in the 4th round. There were some spots I got him undrafted.
Yep, there were some places I was taking him undrafted, and some places I was also just in the 4th round, just throwing a dart at that point. That's all you're doing anyways. So, you pick these guys out, you learn as much as you can about them. And that's all we're doing here is we're just trying to increase the statistics of throwing a dart. We're trying to weed out some of the things we don't like about some players and throw the dart at some of the players we're kind of like, I enjoy this guy as a player. So you're just doing your best to kind of do that because it's all dart throws anyways. If any of us could actually tell or knew the future, this game wouldn't be fun at all. It's not the gambling or excitement. If I could knew the future, I'd just go and do it. But it's all just a fun game we play.
The week before the NFL draft, we usually figure out the future. In the last 2 years, we had Arnold come back in time. We had Back to the Future, getting the almanac, the sports almanac, and who knows what's going to happen this year, Colton. Tune into the Fantasy Football Healers.
I'm so excited to see who our special guest will be. I can't wait. It's my favorite episode of the season. Favorite one every year.
Very animated one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to top last year's. Last year's was pretty dang good. If you haven't heard it, if you want to see it, YouTube. I mean, that was one of our first. It had to have been like close to one of our first episodes that we actually did on YouTube, and boy, it was a good one.
Man, thank you, Arnold, once again for coming back for that and just making our whole year. Arnold was great to have on the show.
I didn't have an opportunity to watch the Senior Bowl. I've heard a lot of commentary about the Senior Bowl. One thing I do want to say, Colton, and yeah, I saw that. The main guys that I'm kind of hearing about is like Malachi Fields and Montgomery doing well. But one of the things that hasn't been really spoken about, and I keep hearing people like buzz about him, and they're not talking about it, and it's driving me nuts, is Nick Singleton, the running back from Penn State, broke his foot in Senior Bowl practice, and nobody's talking about it. And he had to have surgery. Nobody's talking about it. Everyone before was talking about his poor vision and, but, he might have poor vision, but, yeah, he's a good running back, and we should draft him and this and that and that. They're not talking about his broken foot. He's got a foot that's broken. A broken foot.
Is that what a broken foot is? It's a foot that was broken?
It's completely broken. He had to have surgery, Colton.
Yeah, I've been watching only highlights and stuff of the Senior Bowl, and I believe it's because it was just so poor of a performance on the offensive side of the ball that
Why is that?
I think nobody's excited about the Senior Bowl because it was just it was just the offensive side of the ball just seemed, this is a very defensive heavy draft as well. A lot of the mock drafts that are currently coming out are showing there's only like 7 offensive like fantasy football players that are going to be drafted in the first round, which is insane to hear. I mean, 7 guys out of the 32 of the first round, a majority of it is like defensive guys. I mean, I don't even know if there's that many linemen sprinkled, like offensive linemen sprinkled in there. A lot of it is, it's a very defensive heavy draft. Not a whole lot of skill players in this draft in general, so there's a lot of, scouts and analysts that are saying that they're like, yeah, the Senior Bowl is it was a game. They played it. And like, there's just not excitement around it because there was just nothing happened. And from the highlights that I've seen, I'm like, I'm underwhelmed by kind of the things that happened. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's the quarterback play. It's just underwhelming. Maybe we see, and there's, as we break into the film more this off season here and get into the statistics of everything, there's going to be some guys we're starting to like more than what we do now. I mean, it happens every single year, but right now, man, I'm just not excited.
I mean, I watched some of the practices. I watched the first 2 days of practice for the Senior Bowl, and Colton, these quarterbacks, they weren't reading the defenses well enough. The defense was running through the line. When it was like 5 seconds of the quarterback holding the ball, they're still like trying to figure out whether they can make a play or not. And it's like, dude, the play is dead. The game is over. Like, this isn't going to work. And so quarterbacks are going to be very underwhelming in this draft. And as we review these quarterbacks in the offseason, I don't know if there's really going to be a lot of gems in this class here, Colton, for the quarterbacks, for the running backs. There's always somebody you can kind of dig up on the running back spot, but the quarterback spot, I mean, we saw last year, I mean, we just had Cam Ward really. And then Shuck. And you didn't even like Shuck.
I dislike Shuck a lot, unfortunately. Got that one wrong.
Yeah. I thought he had a chance to be Offensive Player of the Year, but we did see that was Tedrow McMillan.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations, Ted. Another one that I was down on, and one Offensive Player of the Year, good for him. Yeah.
But as we can say, I mean, you had also said Luther Burden, and Luther Burden also had a very, very good yards per route run.
Never wrong.
Top five NFL.
Never wrong. Just early, Dustin. You just wait next year. Luther Burden is going to be an absolute burden to defenses.
That's a good one, Dad.
Thank you. Anyways, back to the Senior Bowl. It's just not good quarterback play. Garrett Nussmeier did win the game MVP for it. He went 5 for 8, 57 yards. He had a rushing touchdown. There's only 3 touchdowns. Like, the final box score was 17-9, which is just
Nussmeier, I would say in practice, he was the better quarterback.
And that's the kind of the things I've been hearing and seeing, that he was of the quarterbacks that were present, he was among the best. That was the best passer. So, I mean, there's some news to it, but it's still not much to say for a game that was 17-9. It's just there wasn't a whole lot of offense, and his defenses are just going to keep bolstering that.
There was some guys like Luke Altmaier, the Illinois quarterback. He was there. He underwhelmed. There's people that were giving him comps of like Brandon Allen. And Brandon Allen's been in the league for a number of years. Luke Altmaier did not seem to be – he didn't level himself up. He was pretty stagnant. I'm just trying to think of some of these other quarterbacks. I mean, even Cole Payton didn't play that well. The North Dakota State quarterback. The only one that really kind of had my eye on was really that Garrett Nussmeier, and he did well enough, like you said. He got the MVP. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then Talon Green, I was kind of watching him because there was comps that he could look like. You know who Talon Green, the quarterback out of Arkansas, reminded me of? Athletic quarterback. Let me just give you that. Athletic, big quarterback, 6'6", 240 pounds, big.
Anthony Richardson?
Dual threat.
I wrote down,
he looks like Anthony Richardson.
Oh, man. Hopefully he doesn't play
so
like
Indianapolis Colts, better mark him on your board.
Just go ahead and get him. Go ahead and get him late.
First round? Fourth overall?
Yeah, fourth.
Yeah, I think Anthony Richardson was fourth overall pick.
Fourth overall, you're right. Yeah, just go ahead and just reach for him. So stupid. Don't get me started. What team's he going to be on next year? That's my real question. I'm still holding on to him in Dynasty. Just
what else are you going to do?
I mean, you can't drop that guy. Can't drop him. You got to hang on.
I bet the Broncos wish they had Anthony Richardson for that championship game.
He could have won it, dude. He could have won it for them. All he had to do was not mess it up.
But that just shows the importance of some of these backup quarterbacks in the league. And, I'm just going to end it with this. Like, one of the most underrated backup quarterbacks in the NFL is Mitch Trubisky. And he is not under contract right now. He is going to be a free agent. And as a Minnesota Vikings fan, like, this is the guy that I'm hoping the Vikings kind of try and put their wagon on. Get Mitch Trubisky in there and compete with 9 and see what happens. And, there's some speculation of maybe trying to trade for Mac Jones, but we're going to have to give up a lot if we want to get Mac Jones. We can get Mitch Trubisky on just a contract. And I think that an affordable one at that. And all he needs to do is read the number one option, and that's all he knows how to do. I think he's developed in the league. Every time he came in when Josh Allen was injured, he'd be throwing like a 15-yard bomb like nothing happened, and he'd step out and be like, oh, my work here is done. He played well. He had 4 touchdowns in the game at the end of the season when he was a starter. 4.
When who better to revitalize his career than Kevin O'Connell, the quarterback revitalizer?
I would love to see it happen.
He brought back Daniel Jones. He brought back Sam Darnold, obviously. I mean, who better than
former first-round pick Mitch Trubisky?
I mean, there's another former first-round Bears pick out there too that's looking for a team. Justin Fields.
I think he's actually still signed with the Jets.
No, they're getting rid of him. There's no way. There's no way.
Still technically signed. He had a 2-year contract with the Jets.
After the
2 years,
things the
$40 million.
After the things the owner said about that, man, you can't stay on that team. It's like Keon Coleman with the Bills. Like, you can't stay on that team after they've said that.
What if that's part of the package they send to the Raiders? A couple first-round picks, Justin Fields, and then they get Mendoza. The Raiders get Fields, trial him out for a year. If he doesn't work out, guess what? The 2027 quarterback class is like 6-7 deep.
Oh, man. He can't do it to himself again, can he? Play his way out of getting a better quarterback. He can't do it, can he?
I don't know. Can he get 4 wins? He's never had 3,000-yard season.
Honestly, bring Justin Fields to Minnesota. He at least made DJ Moore relevant. He could make Justin Jefferson relevant again.
We don't need another bad quarterback. We already got 9.
9 bad quarterbacks.
We had Sean Mannion. It's like, come on, we're going from bad to worse.
I mean, Tua could be out there.
Put McCown in there. He's our quarterback coach. I bet he can still sling it.
Old Josh McClown.
I tell you what, you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Dolph Lundgren. Yes, Josh McCown. He reminds me of Dolph Lundgren as the Russian from Rocky IV.
I can see it.
Every time I see him, I'm like, is that Dolph? Oh no, I forgot. That's Josh McCown.
I thought you were gonna say Goose off of Maverick. That's what he reminds me of.
Yes, so I mean, some. He needs a mustache. Well, there's times where he's got a mustache. So
yeah, Goose from Top Gun.
I always see Dolph Lundgren though.
That's fair. That's fair. Oh.
That's it, Colton. That's all I've got for you. I know
That's
it's been a little bit of a while here. Hopefully we can get things rolling again. And we've got the NFL Combine is going to be coming up here in about 3 weeks. I plan on attending. My stepdad's going to be joining me this year.
Ooh.
So I'm really excited. I get to have a bonding experience there at the Combine. It should be fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm super excited for you. It'll be a great time. Hopefully I'm healthy by then.
Hopefully your whole family is.
Hopefully the family is healthy.
I wonder who the quarterbacks are going to be.
I don't think
NFL Combine.
I don't know if you care.
I remember me saying last year how the stand-in quarterbacks were actually playing better than the quarterbacks that were there to participate in the Combine.
Yeah.
Matt Corral.
Oh yeah.
Was one of the quarterbacks, and I'm like, man, Matt Corral. I remember him. Yeah, I really liked him. I drafted him in a couple dynasty leagues and fizzled away. I thought there was still a shot. I'm like, wow, he's really showing himself off here at the Combine. There's got to be a coach or somebody that's looking at this guy. And nothing. And I was like, man, that's such a disappointment because I think he's good enough to be the third quarterback on a team, maybe the backup quarterback on a team. Right?
Those retread quarterbacks, man. Plus,
because they're never successful in the league. The retreads.
Okay, well, that Matt Corral is not Sam Darnold. Okay.
If he was with the Vikings, he would be. I would have loved to have had Matt Corral as our backup quarterback last year.
Kevin O'Connell just needs to go and touch Justin Fields and Trubisky to bring back the old Bears quarterbacks. Bring them both on. Bring them out. Bring all the crappy quarterbacks. We'll make them good.
I would be fine with Rich Trubisky, Matt Corral, and then you can have 9 in there. Let's go for it. Let's see what happens.
He's not good at making his own quarterbacks good. He's got to get them from another team. That's a secret. Trade away 9 and then bring them back, and then he might maybe be good. Who knows?
You know what we had before 9?
Oh yeah, 7, 6, 7. Cut it off.
We are the Fantasy Football Healers. You can find us at FF Healers, and at FF Captain 22 is where you'll find Colton. Please like, subscribe. Let us know if there's anybody that you want us to talk about. If you have a gem that's in the rough that's maybe a little deeper than who we've went through here from the Shrine Bowl, hit me up. I'd love to search and talk it out here on the show. With that, Colton, have a great weekend, everybody. Have a happy Super Bowl.
Salud.